1380Z. Conklin and Company with 1380Z Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First with what's happening behind the headlines. And Take 3, our panel of political analysts.
Morning, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Conklin and Company. Today on the program, back to the Toledo mayor's race, allegations of cronyism and broken promises, the potential trickle-down impact of the mayoral election on Toledo City Council and the Toledo School Board. And role models, they are not. Baseball superstar Ryan Braun showing the door for the rest of the season. Other big names soon to follow, at least that's what we're told, for reported use of performance-enhancing drugs. And the Aaron Hernandez murder case, the former New England Patriot tight end in court this past week. Local native, USA Today columnist Christine Brennan on those topics in our second segment today. But first, your new representative in Columbus. If you reside in Ohio's 46th district, Michael Sheehy from the great city of Oregon joins us on Conklin and Company. Good to see you.
Thank you, Lee. Happy to be here.
It's good to see you, and kind of a chance for folks who don't live on the east side of Toledo over in Oregon to know the new representative down in Columbus. So a pretty impressive resume, Michael Sheehy, a longtime councilman in the city of Oregon, and man, worked on the railroad for a long time too, right?
That's great, correct, Lee. And before I tell you that, I want you to know that this is my second foray into a regular TV program on Channel 13.
However, do tell.
Well, the first one was a number of years ago. It was on Fun Farm, about 60 years ago.
Okay, wow.
And on Fun Farm, I want you to know that I sang "Love Me Tender."
You did.
Elvis Presley's "Love Me Tender," and I have a number of siblings that found cannon fodder for humor for that performance for years to come.
Okay, well, so, 60 years later, will you be doing it again?
No, I promise. I promised my sister Sharon, in spite of what she wants me to do, I'm not going to sing "Love Me Tender" again.
That is an outstanding fact. An old WSPD TV.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Channel 13 is Toledo, right?
Right. Well, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
The community gets to learn who you are. We know that you're a Democrat. And a longtime Democrat at that, president of the Oregon City Council. What is it that Michael Sheehy will bring to Columbus? Is this another Democrat, a rubber stamp for the Democratic Party? How do we know that you're your own voice down there in Columbus?
I think I've always given my own voice and my own vote, even on Oregon City Council as recently as this last election. One of the critical votes on the safety committee and on regular council was bringing Mike Navarre into Oregon as our chief. And all the other Democrats were voting the other way. And
controversy over maybe that Mike was going to double dip or what, going back into the ranks after he retired or what?
Whatever the issues were, the reality is this. You have a professional policeman who weathered like 13 years in a job that the national average for a city like this is maybe 2 or 3. It's like having a quarterback, that's been in there for 15 and 20 years. The guy's just extraordinary. So I kind of broke away from party lines on that issue. And you know what? Today that's what I tell people. Every once in a while a blind pig finds an acorn or whatever. But I was right on that, and I'm not afraid to go across party lines and vote the way that I believe. And
there's been very little uproar since Mike Navarre became police chief in Oregon.
He runs a good department. He's just a good cop. He's a good policeman. Yeah, right. He's a pro.
So that's one example. You were appointed to replace Matt Zalassi in time to vote on this controversial budget that was approved in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Some things that really drew some criticism from hardline Democrats, the Medicaid issue, public school issue, the so-called war on women issue. Yeah. So you voted against it. Tell us why.
Well, on each one
besides the fact that you're a Democrat.
Well, no, each one of those issues, I think the Democratic caucus was correct. In as much as I listen, we caucus and we talk about issues in the issues with the war on the so-called war on women and the failure to the bringing forward of the decision not to expand Medicaid to the to the 200,000 or 300,000 people in the state of Ohio. Those came at the 11th hour. That was a big surprise, and so there was a lot of kind of bad feelings.
And that provision never got to the governor's desk.
No, it didn't. The governor said, "Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'll sign it. It means billions of dollars for our economy and hundreds of jobs." He said, "Bring it on. I'll sign it." And now that's John Kasich. The governor said that. There were about in some 11 Republicans that I think were ready to support the governor's position on that, and one is like a very well-known and respected legislator in this community, and so
you can go ahead and name them if you want.
Well, Barbara Sears,
pardon me.
Barbara Sears
Yeah,
is one.
Pennsylvania,
For instance,
yeah.
I think I probably shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't speak for her, but I was told that she would support that. But yeah, there was some hard feelings, Lee. And when I went in there and I sensed that, and we talked through a lot of that. And one thing that I think the one thing that really came over loud and clear to me, or the one thing that I was impressed about, is the level of sophistication and professionalism of the Democratic caucus and the Republican people the folks that I have had the opportunity to meet. Very top shelf people, I'm telling you, and I think the people of the state of Ohio deserve a pat on the back, because they're sending some pretty wonderful people up there, people that I'm proud to work with.
Well, you're in office until December of 2014, I believe.
That's right.
And have the chance to certainly run for re-election after that. But tell me why you're excited to be in Columbus. Municipal government for a couple of decades, now it's state government. What are the differences that you've noticed in a couple of weeks?
Well, the state government obviously has so many issues where, at the local level, we're police, fire, and roads, sewers, and that's pretty much it, recreation. With state government, you can really make a big impact on those issues, but a myriad of other issues. I follow my father, John Sheehy, was the city auditor in the city of Toledo under Harry Kessler. Some people say the last great mayor of the city of Toledo. And my district is where my mother and father owned a home for 60 years over on the east side. And I've seen changes in the city of Toledo, which I wish hadn't happened. But I see a resurgence, a rebirth of the city. And although I'm committed to Oregon, I'm committed to Jerusalem Township, Maumee,
Holland,
and Springfield Township. The big work. I think the heavy lifting, I think, on this job is going to be with the city of Toledo. The city of Toledo needs people who are committed to making a difference in bringing Toledo back to its former glory, and I'm going to be part of that, whether I'm working with Mike Bell or whether I'm with Anita Lopez or Mr. McNamara. I mean, I want to help my district in Toledo. I'm committed to that.
Well, congratulations on the appointment, and I think we all want to see Northwest Ohio and Toledo succeed. There's no question about it. Michael Sheehy, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Coming
you
on
for your
the program.
time. I really appreciate it.
Love me tender as we go to break. Thank you, Michael. We're going to be back in just a minute. Christine Brennan joins us right after this.
Wow.